And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this SETI Live session. I'm delighted to introduce you today to a fusion of art, science, and artificial intelligence. My name is Bettina Forget. I'm the director of the SETI Institute's Artist in Residence program. And today we're going to talk about SETI and AI. That's an art residency, which is a collaboration between the SETI Artist in Residence program, which I'm probably going to now name the AIR program, that's an acronym, and Ars Electronica, who are a world-renowned organization that is best known for its festival on, and that's an annual festival on art, technology, and society. And with us today, we have the founder and first ever artist in residence at the SETI Institute, Charles Lindsay, as well from Ars Electronica, joining us Jessica Galirow and Veronica Liebl. Hi. So great that you could join us. It's a very global session today because Veronica and Jessica are in Austria, where it's already 7 p.m. and I hear it's snowing. So not the same what I hear from at the West Coast, where it is, I think, at the melting point for most people. So let me introduce our speakers or panelists today. Charles Lindsay is the founder of the AIR program and, as I mentioned, was our first SETI AIR artist. He's a conceptual artist adventurer whose work synthesizes ideas, technology, and time, ecosystems, and semiotics. And he is a Guggenheim Fellow. Today, Charles is the senior advisor of the SETI AIR program. Veronica Liebl is currently director of the European Cooperation Organization and Finance at Ars Electronica. She leads Ars Electronica's European collaboration projects in the field of culture, research, and education, and developed this position together with her amazing team. Numerous EU projects such as the STARS Prize and the European Artificial Intelligence Lab, about which we're going to talk a little bit more later. And Jessica Galirow is a producer for European projects at Ars Electronica, and she's responsible for European collaboration projects under the Creative Europe program at Ars Electronica. Jessica is in charge of the organization, management, and execution of the European Artificial Intelligence Lab. So welcome, everyone. The SETI AI residency is a fusion of machine learning and AI, and we're going to talk about how the residency works and about the open call, because artists can still submit their portfolios for this wonderful residency. But before we really dive in, I want to do a little bit of promo for another SETI Live talk that is coming up soon. It's on October 6th, and it's called Who's the SETI Institute? If you ever wanted to know more about what happens here, this is a wonderful session hosted by our CEO, Bill Diamond. And I think we're going to have a link in the chat right now if you would like to find out more. So please earmark that SETI Live session. And while I have you here, this may also be a good opportunity to remind you that the SETI Institute is a nonprofit organization. And if you enjoy things like SETI Lives, these wonderful, informative, insightful sessions, please consider supporting us by going to seti.org/donate. Thank you. So for those of you who may not know about the SETI program, it's actually been around for 10 years. And we're delighted to be like a leader in the fusion of art and science. What happens at the SETI AIR program is that we're teaming up SETI researchers with contemporary artists who are really at the forefront of design, creation, and research and artistic practice. And these teams collaborate together to create exciting artworks. If you want to know more about them, you can actually go on the SETI AIR website and look under Artist in Residence program. I highly encourage you that you do that. And As I mentioned, Charles Lindsay is kind of the instigator of the AIR program. He's also the instigator of the SETI AI residency in this collaboration with Ars Electronica. So Charles, why don't you tell us how you got this idea and like what is the genesis of this project?
I think Veronica and I met at a bar. No, wait a sec. It wasn't exactly that. Part of my role as the artist, leading the Artist in Residence program, was creating these foundational relationships. So Nevada Museum of Art, where our archive is, and then the Long Now Foundation, Stanford's Karma, Electronic Music Lab, NASA Ames. And these are some of our resources. And of course, Ars Electronica is a leader in the field, really an idol in the field in a sense. And so we began speaking, and I think it was, you know, the AI aspect of this open call, which is super exciting, you know, really came from the Ars Electronica team. So I don't take credit for that. One of the things I think is very interesting is the challenge posed by AI. It's one thing to approach it through, say, science fiction writing, speculative fiction, or movies, but in the contemporary art realm, I think I imagine it's an amazing challenge. So, you know, I'm very much looking forward to see what the world's top artists in this field, which must be a very small field at this point, are going to bring forward. Yeah, I open that with total humility, and this is part of, you know, what we do at the AIR program is we want the artists to show us things that we're not aware of. You know, it's supposed to be about front edge art as just as front edge science is practiced at the Institute. So it's who knows what's going to come forward, and that's a very exciting position to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's such a good fit because we use machine learning a lot at SETI as well. So there's a lot of overlap between what the SETI Institute does and what happens at Ars Electronica. So Jessica, why don't you tell us more about what Ars Electronica is and more about the Artificial Intelligence Lab?
I actually will let Veronica talk about this because she prepared something.
Okay, great.
That is okay for you guys.
I'd be happy to jump in here also because I'm really happy actually that this collaboration is finally kicking off after our initial meetings. Actually, we met in Japan to discuss this really truly international cooperation between Ars Electronica and SETI. We maybe just to start off with providing a bit of background on Ars Electronica. We are a cultural, educational and research organization here in Linz, Austria. And we're working since more than 40 years on the intersection between arts, science, technology and society. We always try to actually combine these different disciplines. We never try to look at one of the disciplines alone, but always on the intersections. And as Bettina, as you mentioned already, the festival is really truly the highlight and also the origin of Ars Electronica. It is annually held in September. We just are coming out of the festival actually, and it showcases really groundbreaking technological developments and mostly what they actually mean for the society in general, but also for us individuals. We try to invite artists, designers, scientists, programmers, technologists from all over the world to come to Linz. This year, we invited them online, also a fantastic gathering of these different disciplines, different minds from all over the world. And we will also present the outcomes of this specific residency then next year at the Ars Electronica Festival. One really outstanding aspect, which is quite unique, I think, for a cultural institution, is that we have our own research and development lab, which is called the Ars Electronica Future Lab. And the artists who will work in this residency will have the opportunity to work on the one side with the multidisciplinary stuff in our Future Lab, in our research and development lab, and also experiment in the different kinds of labs. So we have, for example, a machine learning lab, but also a fab lab or a biolab, so they can also use the different kinds of technologies and facilities here at the Ars Electronica Center. As you see, these encounters between arts and science is a core mission of Ars Electronica, in particular, actually bringing individual artists and scientists together is really among our also core interest. And we have started back in 2011 with a residency program with CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, and since then worked with partners, with research technology partners all over the world on our residency program. The residencies follow a similar systematic and we always pair up with the partner institutions, and this time we're really happy to pair up with SETI, with you, where artists or a collective, individual artists get the chance for a 4 to 6 week residency stay first at the research institution or at the partner, and then they come for a second residency, also 3 to 6 weeks to Ars Electronica to Linz for the production of the outcome or an artwork. We have a huge motivation actually for doing these residencies, because in our experience of trying to bring artists and scientists together, we saw that residencies are really a wonderful format and also an opportunity to experiment. That mostly the residencies are quite, again, agenda-free. They are also open-ended, and they encourage this silo-breaking thinking, which we really want to facilitate within these residencies. Yeah. As all the residencies, this time we also have a specific focus and theme, which is AI, which was already mentioned. And as we already heard, we are doing this in the framework of the European Artificial Intelligence Lab, which is EU funded, but which is actually open to participants from all over the world. So please feel encouraged to submit. And I would actually ask Jessica to share a short trailer from this project.
Yes, please. I had a little sneak peek of the video already. It's beautiful.
The latest developments in artificial intelligence truly are astonishing, and they will soon...
I am terribly sorry. There seems to be a hookup.
Which is kind of ironic since you asked Electronica. And even
yes, it is very
happened.
ironic. I don't know why it stopped. Maybe my USB is not working, because I downloaded actually the file because I didn't want to show it over YouTube or any other site, because I was afraid of the internet connection.
You can post the link afterwards, I think, in the chat.
Yes, that is
in the chat.
So this is like a very, very short teaser only.
Yeah, just share it in the chat right now, and then we can put it, then everybody can just see it. Do you want to try it again? Or
maybe I'm just summarizing.
Yeah, while you figure this out, I just want to say hello to the world, because we have viewers from all over. Hello to Norway, Ohio, California, East Tennessee, Oklahoma, France, India. Hello, Montreal, bonjour. Illinois, Edinburgh, in Scotland, London, North Carolina, Sicily, France, Kentucky, Milan, Germany, Turkey, Indonesia, Prague, Newcastle, Bath, Glasgow, Scotland, and Texas. This is really worldwide. Hello, everyone. So how's the video? Do you want to hit go one more time? Or do you just want to like maybe sum up what
I don't know. Veronica, what do you prefer? Because I have now found the link. I'm going to
Let's try again.
Yes.
Try again, good. Let's try again.
So it's, you know, by the way, can I just say, I love that heart-shaped backpack. I want it. If there's a link where I can get it, this will be on my Christmas list.
Yeah, it's a project actually by Sarah Petkus called Shibon. we'll see it.
And it's nice to see how playful AI can be as well. You know, we're thinking of artificial intelligence in such utilitarian terms normally, and the artists can really take it to a whole different level and sort of give us new insights and possibilities and what AI can mean.
Sorry, you see
And
my
this
screen.
is actually exactly what we want to achieve with AI, also experimenting with the technology, but at the same time, critically reflecting the technology and also showing which proactive solutions can be actually achieved with AI. So this year in the festival, we invited artists actually technological solutions for human rights, for ecology, for environmental topics. So all these different aspects, we also invite artists then to work on within the residency. Maybe the video works now?
Okay.
Yes, it works.
All right.
If it's
Super.
great.
The latest developments in artificial intelligence truly are astonishing, and they will soon be advancing exponentially with the increasing scientific and economic power that is invested by research and industry. However, artificial intelligence and machine learning are also difficult to understand, not only for the general audience, and also to be trusted. So innovation and artificial intelligence needs a drastically stronger commitment to contribute to an increased understanding, trust, legal framework, and also ethics in order to allow the adoption of the technology. Artificial Intelligence Lab, which is co-funded by the Creative Europe program of the European Union, focuses also next to these scientific and technological topics, also on legal, cultural, ethical, and educational aspects of artificial intelligence. Over the course of the project, over the course of 3 years, we're realizing 26 residencies, 64 educational programs, 9 performances, 150 training events, and also 22 exhibitions.
Wow, that was gorgeous. It's so nice to have examples of the artwork as well. You know, that gives us kind of a flavor. And we actually have a question from the audience, and I would like to encourage the audience to send us some questions if you have them. I will maybe pop them in during our discussions or at the end. We have one question: how does music fit into this? Because we're talking about art. So what kind of art are we looking for? Anyone, Jessica or Veronica?
Anyone wants to say
I would
something?
just, well, why don't we just say music? I mean, of course, music fits, and music is a medium we're so interested in. So, you know, and also we have this relationship with Stanford's Karma. So You know, for the viewer that poses the question, it's you show us how music fits in, I think is the question.
And actually, it is good to remind people also that even at the SETI AIR program, we don't just have visual artists, we also have musicians and theater and dance. So art, it's really all the arts. I'm sorry, Veronica, to kind of cut you off. Go ahead.
No, maybe just a reminder that Ars Electronica is staging also the annual AI Music Festival. So music would be a perfect fit, I would even say. But we are open to any kind of art disciplines or art field in connection to AI. Of course, we strongly encourage digital art in this case because that's our origin of Ars Electronica. But whatever kind of discipline, also theater, performance, visual arts, of course, music. So we are completely free in the disciplines you choose for the proposal.
Fantastic. And Charlie, you work a lot with art and technology. So what is sort of your angle on machine learning and AI in connection to the arts?
Listen, I'm just a sponge. I want to see what other people are doing. I mean, of course, I'm thinking about it. And my own work is going in a territory that's really like speculative fiction, sort of manifested. But I think it's very challenging to do something effective. So in this territory, I'm not putting any blanket of my own ideas out there about it, really.
Okay, but can you tell us more? This is also an audience question, more about the relationship between art and science. I mean, that's the sort of kind of generally framed, but I think there's a lot of overlap.
You mean as far as the program is interested in that relationship?
Well, the audience question was kind of general, but maybe we can narrow it a bit down just to the SETI AIR program.
Well, I think it's you know, one of the ideas that's central to our program is that the artists actually work with the scientists, and of course ours has this concept as well. So that the idea is that the artists come in not knowing fully what they're going to do, but it's through the process of being at the institute, the conversations with the scientists, and we tend to pair an artist with a scientist, and hopefully it's through that relationship and the conversation that ideas bud and then become something else. It's not, you know, it's not the idea that they just come in with a fully formed idea and say hello and do it. I mean, that's not really very interesting. It's the idea that the process leads to results, and those results also, you know, one of the premises of our program is that the relationship and the exchange has to be as hopefully powerful and inspirational, let's say, to the scientists as to the artist. You know, it really needs to go both directions. That's very important.
Yes, I agree. It's a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah.
We have another question here about how much art will be generated by the AI. And I think that's an interesting question because so many people think that it's the AI that's making the art. So what's the role of the artist anyway? So can we talk a bit more about maybe dispel that myth? What so in your experience, like what's in past residencies, either Veronica or Jessica, like what relationship have you seen? How is AI used in the art making process?
So all of the residencies, of course, focus also this core point of what is the human essence and competence, what is the competence of machines, and what is also the intersection or actually the collaboration outcome of working together between AI and humans. I think the core question for us is not how much art will be effectively then produced by AI. We are not there. And also somebody actually needs to train the AI, needs actually to be the ones behind. The more interesting questions are actually what is the core then of those people behind the systems, and how do they think, how do they actually also inspire or actually trigger the technology itself. So those are actually the questions being asked by artists mostly, more than what will AI generate as an artwork. Of course, this is also extremely relevant in terms of right issues, in terms of also copyrights. those are definitely questions which are addressed by the artists.
Right. So thank you, Roma, for that question. And William asked, any of your artists covering AI for space exploration?
Yes, they do.
Well, I mean, the answer to that is anybody at ours? At SETI, we not. And I think this is what an amazing territory that would be. So, Veronica, is it?
Of course, it's still quite small scale, I would say, but we have just actually launched or ended a collaboration or also a residency project together with Leiden University, with the astronomy department of Leiden University. And we'll have the jury meeting on Friday or Thursday, I think. So we will see, hopefully, also quite many submissions and artists working in the field of AI and space.
Yeah, but it's worth noting that for the SETI and AI, the residency really foregrounds SETI research. So any artist applying for this residency should familiarize themselves with what SETI does. So the focus will be much more on astrobiology, communication, questions of intelligence, and basically all those sort of research areas that the SETI Institute covers, because we're very much focused on our mandate and not just like space exploration in general. Let's talk a bit more about, for those who are interested, how can they apply to for this wonderful residency? I think can we maybe do a screen share of your website, or
Sure.
Where we have the open call right now?
Yes. I'm sharing my screen. I hope it works.
Yes, it worked beautifully.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, for everyone who's interested, we can share this link, of course, in the chat too. If you want to apply, I suggest you go to our website, which is ars.electronica.art/AI lab, and then you have some fields, and the open call is actually the first one. So it's quite easy to navigate and easy to see. And basically all information regarding our open call is collected on this website. So we have also the link to SETI, of course, here, and the full curatorial statement, which I think every participant or every artist who wants to submit should read first, of course, because otherwise they probably won't be able to write the concept in a way that is meaningful to this application or this call. And of course, as Veronica already said, we also have the residency structure here with the 2 residencies, the benefits, and then of course there are some formal requirements for each participant. Here you can see a German button, which is because my laptop is in German setting, but here it will take you to the open call database where you have to register first. So this is one of the formal requirements. We only take submissions on our database, not via email or any other way. Everyone has to register, create an account, and then fill in all the questions that are asked there. A second requirement is that, of course, everything has to be in English. No other language is accepted, and that you have to be above the age of 18. But there are no requirements regarding that you have to be from Europe or anything, like we already said. This is really a worldwide open call, so you're very welcome to apply wherever you are. Basically, some other formal requirements that are asked in the open call database are the following. They are written here, and the following documents are required. As I already said, we have this concept, of course, that every artist has to write. Then We also ask for a brief description regarding the link to the science and the research that is taking place at SETI Institute, a draft production plan with costings, timeline, and portfolio, of course. And apart from that, I think one of the most important points is actually that we require artists to send us or upload a video, in this case, that just introduces them, their practice, why they want to take part in this residency, what they hope to achieve. And yeah, that's pretty much
I'm
it.
looking forward to those videos. I think you can tell so much about somebody's sort of vibe and sort of artistic direction when they make a video, and even just the way the video is produced. So I'm looking forward to seeing those coming in very soon. Our deadline is October 7th, so that is next week. So if you're, get your cameras rolling right now if you're interested in this really amazing residency. And we have a link to the open call in the chat as well. That's a half hour. Thank you so much for dialing in. Thank you to our online visitors who came from all over the world. Thank you, Charles Lindsay. Thank you, Jessica Galirow, and thank you, Veronica Liebl and Bettina Forget. I hope to see you again for future SETI live casts about our AIR program. And with that, goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.